Defending NASCAR Xfinity Series champion Cole Custer appears to be calling for NASCAR to suspend Austin Hill after he claims Hill tried to kill him during the race at Charlotte this afternoon. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. Before we get to what Custer had to say here, let's take a look at what actually happened on the racetrack. This is the in-car camera for Cole Custer. He was in the 00 number yellow car here. Austin Hill in that blue and white number 21 to his inside. Let's take a look. You can see Custer comes down. They make contact. Things are still going good. Just a little bit of racing there. And then I think Austin Hill blows a tire. You can see his right front is down there. Comes in, hits Custer, slams him into the wall. And then he accelerates into him after the caution has been waved, pushes him down the track, and then eventually spins him into the inside wall where he makes extremely hard contact. Let's just look at this again and pay attention to the lines on the track. Obviously, Custer is at the top of the track right here. They come down into like the trioval area. They make contact. Let's go back there a little bit just to see. So you can see where the line is right there. I mean, Custer moves up the track and Hill kind of comes up with him and hits him. I mean, you can see that Custer clearly moved up at least a lane, half a lane, and Hill comes up and hits him. And then he is blaming Cole Custer for door slamming him, apparently, and is retaliating against Cole Custer for something Cole Custer didn't even do. At least that's my opinion. Here's another look at the retaliation here from Fox NASCAR. You can see they've already made contact. Custer's in the wall. Hill's right on his bumper. Pushing him down the track. Custer's got his hand out, giving him a thumbs up, and then just sends him hard into that inside wall. Custer's team reacted here. Steven Taranto, who writes for CBS, says Cole Custer's crew gave a sarcastic clap and double birds as Austin Hill drove past just now. You can see that right there. We got a picture of that. That's kind of funny because that's what Austin Hill did when back at Martinsville to his former teammate Sheldon Creed. But let's get to what Cole Custer is saying here. This is what he is saying. He says, I don't see any difference. I understand hard racing. I don't understand that. Also, when I have a right front brake line cut. So he's obviously comparing to Kyle Busch wrecking Ron Hornaday back in 2011 at Texas. So let's take a look at that here. It's over on YouTube here. Kyle Busch in the black number 18 car, Ron Hornaday in that white, I think it's on number 33, white and blue. He has to jump up the track because the lap car. Looks like he might have made contact. Jumps up the track, makes contact with Kyle Busch. They are still banging into each other. They both hit the wall. Both trucks are crippled, clearly. Caution has come out. Kyle Busch accelerates into the rear of Hornaday. And I'm actually going to play the audio here because I do think it is important to hear this.
And now, Kyle Busch not happy at all. And Kyle Busch is going to turn the 33 into the wall. Championship contender Hornaday in the wall.
Well, Kyle Busch should be parked for this race and maybe the rest of the season for that. Holy cow, I can't believe he did that.
Championship contender Ron Hornaday.
So you can hear that the announcer immediately called for Kyle Busch to be suspended and potentially for the rest of the year for that retaliation under caution at high speed against Ron Hornaday. This is a report from ESPN. Back in 2011, NASCAR on Monday fined Kyle Busch $50,000 and placed him on probation through the rest of the year for his retaliatory actions during Friday night's Truck Series race at Texas Motor Speedway. The penalty came on the heels of the Joe Gibbs Racing driver being parked for Saturday's Nationwide Series race and Sunday's Sprint Cup race at Texas Motor Speedway. So they fined Kyle Busch $50,000, put him on probation. If he did anything, they threatened to suspend him immediately from NASCAR, where he wouldn't be able to compete at all after that. And they also obviously suspended him from competition in Nationwide and the Cup Series. So I think it's very clear that Cole Custer here is calling for a suspension of Austin Hill for his retaliatory action. I don't even think it was retaliatory because I don't think Custer actually did anything to him. For his actions here on the track at Charlotte. We also have this right up here from Matt Weaver over at Sportsnot. He's got some good information here from both drivers. This is what Hill had to say. Everyone is on old tires or scuffs after we pitted, and I'm like in a slide trying to stay off him. His right rear maybe got the wall a little bit, but then he completely wall-us down the front stretch, so much that I had a right front go down, getting down into one. I think that's completely contrary to the video. The video shows Hill coming up into Cole Custer, not Custer coming down into him. He cut his own tire, in my opinion, and then he blamed Custer for it. Hill goes on and says, I drove it really deep because I wanted to drive in there with him, not realizing I had a tire going down, and it turned right. I got a little carried down the backstretch, not letting him go. For that, I apologize, but I don't apologize for racing him off 4. I do not know what he's mad about. It's not like he slammed the wall really hard or messed his car any. I guess he needs to go back and watch it. What? He's mad that you wrecked him. What is this guy even talking about? It was uncalled for him to door us as hard as he did, and then it takes both of us out. He didn't door you, you doored him, and then you're blaming him for it. You can clearly see that Custer moves up the track before there's any kind of contact, and you follow him up and hit him. We just looked at that. This is what Cole Custer had to say. He put me in the fence off 4, and we hit on the front stretch because I was going to pinch him down, and he decided to go up and side draft me, and we hit again. So we didn't even get to see this. It looks like Hill already kind of fenced him in turn 4 before the contact there in on the front stretch. I was going to pinch him down, and he decided to go up and side draft me, and we hit again. I think that's very clear. That's what we saw. I mean, Custer was coming. He did kind of move down the track to side draft him, didn't make contact, and then when he's moving back up, Hill came back up on him and hit him. I think that's very clear what happens. I think that's exactly what the in-car for Cole Custer shows. Custer goes on and says, I don't know if he cut a tire into one or what happened, but then he tried to kill me on the backstretch. He definitely cut a tire. That's very clear. But Custer is saying after he cut the tire, they both hit the wall. He's saying that Austin Hill tried to kill him on the backstretch because he held the throttle until he wrecked our car, killed the clip, and I slammed my head against the rear headrest, and I don't know. I know it was hard racing, but at the end of the day, I don't like getting intentionally wrecked and kill the clips on our race cars. It's ridiculous. He wants to drive like a pissed off teenager, and it's ridiculous. That's why I've said enough, I think. So Cole Custer clearly not happy, accusing Austin Hill of trying to kill him. And I don't think he's exaggerating there. He's saying he has a broken brake line on X. He's pretty defenseless. I mean, Austin Hill literally just accelerates into the rear of his car and spins him at high speeds into the inside retaining wall. Very dangerous, extremely dangerous, reckless, absolutely reckless, complete lack of self-control and self-discipline by Austin Hill. I think he should be suspended. I agree with Cole Custer. I think the precedent is set with the Kyle Busch incident. I think Custer pointing that out is exactly what NASCAR needs to do. Maybe they can increase the fine. They're fining Ricky Stenhouse Jr. $75,000 for punching Kyle Busch in the pits. I think this is way worse. So I definitely feel like Austin Hill should be suspended. He should be put on the same probation that Kyle Busch was put on in 2011. And maybe he should see a much more significant fine than Ricky Stenhouse. Because I think this type of action is just absolutely uncalled for. Uncalled for. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that, what do you think NASCAR should do to Austin Hill? Do you think they should do anything? Do you think that Austin Hill's interpretation is correct? Do you think he's completely off the mark like I do? What do you make of how Custer is looking at this? Share your opinions, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know.